Welcome back to the podcast. We sit down with the people behind the scenes and the experiences shaping the Perry Hotel Naples. Today, we're joined by someone who truly lives and breathes hospitality, Matthew Anzivino, Assistant General Manager at the Perry Hotel Naples. With decades of experience in the industry, Matthew's journey started at just 20 years old and has taken him through every layer of hotel operations, from front desk to back of house, ultimately leading him to oversee premium guest experiences at one of Naples' most exciting destinations. Before arriving in Naples, he spent over a decade as a general manager with Marriott International, where he also played a major role in his community, even serving as the president of the Cape Ann Chamber of Commerce. At the Perry Hotel, he's helping bring to life everything from elevated service to standing out dining experiences like the Tigress restaurant and rooftop bar, all while staying grounded in what matters the most: family, integrity, and connection. Today, we're diving into his journey, leadership mindset, and what it really takes to create an unforgettable guest experience. Hi, Matthew.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you today. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I wanted to get started just with the beginning. You've spent so many years in hospitality, including time at the Marriott, as we mentioned, and independent hotels as well. Sure. But what first drew you into the industry?
Well, I actually went to school for physical therapy. I wanted to be an athletic director. So I started managing the health facility for Hyatt in Boston. Huge membership. Started attending hotel meetings because I was a manager within Hyatt. And there was a rooms executive, Jennifer Mannix. She was amazing. Blue suit, white gloves. She required excellence every step that she took through the hotel. And I looked at her one day. I said, I want to do that someday. So that was really the spearhead to change what I was doing, look at hotels, and eventually move on to Sheraton and Marriott after that.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, really cool.
Oh, we were just talking before that, it's rarely that anyone's path is straight.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? And so how neat. So you're here in Naples. What brought you first to Naples?
So actually, I was managing a hotel up in Rockport, Mass, very comfortable. My wife had the opportunity to open a few fitness studios down here in Naples. So we took a flight down, we visited Naples, fell in love instantly with Naples, and decided within a month's time to move to Naples. Maybe a year early with our girls finishing up school, but it was an amazing move. And it was my time to follow her and pursue something different. So it was definitely her that catapulted us to Naples, which is really neat.
So then you heard about the Perry Hotel.
Sure.
And what excited you most about this project?
Well, all honesty, I would drive by multiple times, watch the development, watch it come from dirt to what it is now. Amazed at it. I think, the idea of it being a new property, North Naples, a really neat market. The location is ridiculous. It's amazing. And the design of this, the architect Gavin, young kid, just so talented, created such a building that we can just really have a great time and share with the community. I loved it. I watched it every step of the way. So
that's
really
so exciting.
A lot of anticipation.
I love it. And I remember talking with the owners about how they went up on the cherry picker, up 6 floors up.
What's the view gonna be like?
Check out the view.
We see that view now. It's amazing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I talk about it all the time to people. I'm like, just go one time, first time, just go to the rooftop, check out the
Very
view.
Special. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And you're right. The way that it feels, the way that it looks, it's such a unique hotel compared to all of the other kinds of hotels that we have here in Naples. Yeah. So that's so neat. Yeah. So what does your day-to-day look like as an assistant general manager?
Well, my day-to-day is pretty awesome. I'm blessed with an amazing leadership team, 12, 13 managers. They're all very talented. So that almost makes my day-to-day very easy. So my responsibility first is to them, making sure they're good, they're tuned in. How's your team? How are you doing? It trickles down. But again, I'm supported by such an amazing team. My job really is just to touch base with them, go throughout the day, touch base with our entire team, and ensure excellence. Ensure if our team is excellent, our product is excellent, our customers are thrilled, we love it. So really paying attention to our leadership team.
What does that look like when you're working to ensure excellence? What does that actually look like?
Well, in our industry, perception is a lot. What you see when you arrive at the Perry, from the minute you pull in to the minute you check out, that's our responsibility. So your perception of value, your perception of time spent, your interpretation of our team, what hospitality means to us. So I think really spreading that and really engulfing that into our customer It's huge. Yeah.
Wonderful. I know I felt it personally with all of my experiences here. I've talked about it, with my family. If I'm sitting at the restaurant, I'm like, that's probably the best server I've ever had.
Yeah.
We could tip her more.
We have an amazing team. We have very talented people. And we spend our time really paying attention to who we hire, who joins our team. Our retention's awesome. We have people, the majority of our employees have been with us since we've opened. And that's really exciting.
It certainly changes and impacts your experience just with service alone.
Good to hear.
And so we've had a great experience.
Good to hear.
You have values that we talked about in the beginning with like family, respect, and integrity. So how do you bring your values into what's happening here at the hotel?
So when we meet with potential employees, we talk about family, fun, respect, and integrity. Family's number one. We all have families. We all have families on our way pretty soon. That's important. Fun. Majority of the people in this hotel need to work. And if you need to be somewhere for 40, 50, 60 hours a week, you need to enjoy a good portion, not all of it, but the majority of it. Respect, we're a very diverse team throughout our team, the diversity in religion and race, and it's just amazing. So respect is a must. And integrity, we always say it's what you do when nobody's looking. So if we hit on those four things, we create a culture that's successful and retains our team.
Do you end up talking about those a lot? Is it so? You do it. Talk about it. You're looking for that in the beginning. Is there any way that what does that look like realistically on a day to day or week to week, month to month?
Day to day basis is consistently paying attention to the employee needs. Yeah. Everybody has a family situation where everybody's dealing with something out of work. Mm-hmm. Yes, ideally you leave it at the door. You come into work, and this is the area you can escape some of that. But some of that comes in. So empathy, listening, appreciation for our team, we roll that out quite a bit. I spend a lot of time just interacting, talking, learning, enjoying our team. So I think that's really kind of rooted our success. Yeah.
How and why did it become important to you to develop strong personal which first, let me just say that I think that's wonderful. Not all work cultures or workplaces have that. So what a beautiful thing, first and foremost, for, to have your leadership truly care.
Sure.
Genuinely, sincerely. Yeah. So why and how did that become important to you to develop these strong relationships?
I think there's a few things. I think the prior company I worked for, Main Course, our CEO was amazing. He knew every employee. He knew my family. He took the time to have those conversations. He was over 22 hotels, but just took the time at every property. So I wanted to really kind of put that into the way I did things. And then you get here to the Perry, and our owners, Mike and Matt, they live it. They're engaged. They're involved. They're here all the time. Their relationships with our employees and leadership is exceptional. So it's a fruit doesn't fall far from the tree thing. The two trees that I've been able to work under have been amazing. And I really have no choice but to follow suit, in that kind of leadership level.
I love that. I love that you had a good experience. What a testimony to great mentorship. And then to bring that here. So staff are lucky to have you. Let's go now, switching over to culinary experiences.
Okay. All right.
The hotel features the Tigress rooftop restaurant led by celebrity chef Del Talde alongside executive chef Iggy Ortiz. How does that alone elevate the overall guest experience?
The Perry Hotel is awesome. The Perry Hotel's food and beverage program is amazing. We often say that Tigress is the jewel box of the Perry Hotel, and I truly think it is. What Chef Dale and Chef Iggy have done up there is amazing. And everyone's going to sit and say, our food's really good. I can sit here and comfortably say, our food is really good. From both Tigress down to our bodega to our coffee shop, their attention to detail, quality, freshness, everything's made in-house. It's overwhelming at times how good our food and beverage program is. Now they've trickled into events. We're doing a lot more events at the Perry where we're starting to bring our food into those areas as well. And it for the community, the local community, it's amazing. Tigress is busy every night. Sometimes weather throws us a curveball because we are open air rooftop. But when it's not, Tigress is jamming. Tigress is a vibe. The food is exceptional. And don't miss out on our bodega pool area, our lower level pool area, poke bowls, smash burgers, grouper sandwiches, lobster rolls, all that poolside stuff you love. But again, with that same level of Perry food, it's incredible, you know. And again, everyone's going to brag about their food. We comfortably know we have great food.
I've experienced happily Tigress in the coffee shop, but I have yet to do the bodega.
A poke bowl by the pool.
You're making this 9-month pregnant lady very hungry.
Yeah.
So from an operations perspective, how do you guarantee that what's happening at the hotel also matches what's happening in your food and beverage and restaurants?
Sure. I think that the standard is throughout. You know, we don't do anything upstairs that we wouldn't do downstairs. We don't do anything at the front desk that we wouldn't do in our housekeeping department. I think consistency of expectation, you know, from us as leaders, and then from our employees, and then eventually that impacts our customer. You know, we have a huge local base that visits our food and beverage, and then we have our hotel guests. So we have a really unique dynamic that we get to go hit. So.
Perfect. That actually is to the next question, being unique. You know, the view from the top of the rooftop here to your just an overall lifestyle experience here, the library, the water experiences, you know, how does that contribute to your overall guest experience here?
I think the Perry, any hotel can be built. A lot of companies will talk about culture. And then some will talk about amenities and what they offer. The Perry is very unique. It offers all of those. It's a beautifully built structure. It's staffed by an incredibly culture-driven team. And the amenities are phenomenal. You know, we talked about Tigress on the rooftop. The views, exceptional. We are doing private events up there periodically, and they're amazing events. We have our lower-level pool. Next to that, we have our own dock. From that dock, we have a 30-person pontoon boat that takes people out every hour on the hour to Barefoot Beach, drops you, pulls right up in the sand, drops you off. You feel like you're in the Caribbean somewhere. And just know that every hour we'll be back to bring you back. We also have a land shuttle that'll bring you there as well, to Wiggins Pass, to Mercado, some of the local attractions. An incredible fitness room on the second floor. We do wellness programs around the poolside a couple times a month. And again, the food and beverage package here at the Perry is exceptional. Our rooms are spacious, well maintained by our team. A majority of our rooms have a river view. The ones that aren't on the river are larger, more enjoyable, floor-to-ceiling windows. So the overall experience, the amenities, the quality, the structure, that's the experience at the Perry. You can come and stay 3-4 days and really not leave the hotel. You can make it a true staycation. So pretty exciting.
Speaking of staycation, I like to do those, and I'm definitely making my next staycation. I mean, what a great experience, even for local, summer's coming up, for local residents to come right down the road to, I mean, I think about this all the time. People wait a year or years to come down to where we live in Paradise. And, you know, what a great thing for locals to take advantage of that as well.
We participate with Resort Pass. So if you are a local, you're in a community and you want a day at the pool, go to Resort Pass, sign up, spend a day at the poolside at the Perry. We'll get you on the pontoon boat. We'll feed you some of that amazing food. And next thing you know, you've had a wonderful staycation right here at
Absolutely. Home. And I just learned recently you guys are pet friendly.
We are pet friendly.
So can you share a little bit more about how and why? What does that look like?
In Naples, everybody has a pet. Most people have a nice small little puppy, sometimes in a stroller. And to not be pet friendly, I think we would be really turning away a lot of potential customers, a lot of friends, a lot of locals. So we feel that is vital. We pay attention to the way we clean the rooms. We pay attention to where we put the pets. We have, restrictions and requirements on property, but sometimes the pets are better guests. They're more enjoyable.
That's a huge feature. I mean, for such a luxury hotel to have pet friendly, that's huge. I can't think of any other nice hotel that would have that. So what a great opportunity for out of towners, or again, even locals that are like, oh, I need a pet sitter.
There is usually a pet coming through the lobby every day.
That's so great. I love that. I didn't know that until recently. So kind of going back to career, let's say that there are future hospitality students watching this interview right now. What would you tell them if they wanted to get started in this industry?
I think that's great. That's a great question, because Hotels are an amazing spot for entry-level positions. It is an amazing spot for people to come in and figure out what they may want to do, because there's so many different departments and avenues, from food to cleaning to hospitality to greeting, concierge. I think the most important thing is you have to have a passion to serve. If you go into hotels without a true passion, meaning I'm going to humble myself, I'm going to put myself second, I'm going to serve this person in front of me. If you don't have that passion, hotels might not be for you. Or you can go through the motions, but to be successful in hotels, the passion to serve and to positively impact lives, it's a must. So you really have to go in and say, this is something I want to do. This is something I really want to impact him. I really want to impact her. I really want to take this family under my belt and make their experience amazing. You have to have that energy. You have to have that passion.
Right.
Yeah.
And how fortunate we are. We were chatting about this before, that we have the hospitality school right down the road at FGCU.
Yeah.
So hoping those students get a chance to hear more about what's happening here. So what's happening now, what's happening this year, next year, what are you personally most excited about this year and in the future at the Perry Hotel?
I think for the Perry, what I'm most excited about is growth. I think growth, not just in numbers, not just, but in really retaining guests. So growth in our repeat customer, growth in our employees. Again, our employee retention is really high. So with that, they get stronger and stronger and stronger. And then the level of service increases along with that. Obviously, we'd love to see occupancy grow. We'd love to see revenues grow. We want more people to come and eat our food and enjoy our resort pass and swim in our pools. So I think that the thing that I'm looking forward to most is growth. We opened up last January. So I really consider this our first full year, introduced to the community. And we've already seen some amazing growth so far. But I'm really looking forward to the continued growth of year 2, 3, and 4 for the Perry Hotel.
That's great.
I think we're ripe and it's time. And it's a beautiful, unique product.
Absolutely. Yeah. I couldn't agree more. So let's say someone is now considering their first stay at the Perry Hotel. Okay. What would you tell them? First timers? I
would tell them prepare to stay. Definitely would encourage them to take advantage of the amenities. You have to dine in Tigress. You have to take that pontoon out to the beach. You have to get a pina colada at the bodega bar with Woody and just relax and unwind and read a book. We're currently in our library area of the hotel. You have to spend a few moments in here just unwinding, finding some nice quiet, maybe hit the laptop with a mocha latte in the morning. But be prepared to stay. Be prepared to stay on property. My parents came down about 4 months ago and spent 3 full days at the hotel without leaving. It was almost to the point where I was like, do you want to come over the house? Do you want to spend some time away from the hotel? They were so content. So I think that's a really awesome opportunity that I would encourage all of our guests to do. Prepare to use the amenities of the hotel to the fullest and spend a few days with us.
What a great testimony, by the way, to want to stay here. And, there's so much to do in Naples, but to want to stay here for those 3 full days and wow. Yeah. Amazing. Good. Congratulations on everything that you guys are doing here. And here's to a great, next awesome. 2, 3, 4, 20 years.
Sure. Awesome. Thank you.
Matthew, we really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story, your experience, and your perspective on hospitality and leadership. And to everyone tuning in, thank you for being a part of this podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share it, subscribe, and stay tuned for more conversations with the people shaping business, community, and our culture. We'll see you at the next one.